I am Isaias Elpes. You are watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com. Today we are on location in Hollywood, California with Isaias Elpes. How are you, Isaias?
Perfect pronunciation.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
very much.
Seems like you've been talking Portuguese forever.
Oh yes, all my life. Yes, Portuguese. So you are from Brazil.
That's right.
So boy, what a rich musical heritage your country has. I am interested in hearing about your early days, your first exposure to music. If you came from a musical family, were there instruments around the house? Did you have brothers and sisters that played? Were your parents into it? What was your first exposure to music? How would you describe your musical upbringing?
So I kind of didn't have chance to choose music. I was just exposed to music all my life, and my two old brothers, they are musicians, and they still playing. So when I was 6, my old brother was giving me like a piano lessons, and I was also like mess around playing drums on the church, so I grew up playing church, and was pretty much my entire life playing, in church, and just different instruments, whatever they need, I was trying to, play. Not that was not good, but I was there. And yeah, that was how I started,
How did you settle on the bass?
So I was 18 or 19 years old, and then a friend of mine, he was looking for a bass player, but back then I was a guitar player, but I was having some problems in my hand with a ulnar nerve, and I was studying classical guitar, so I was practicing all day. So I just told my friend, I have pain in my hand, and I'm not a bass player, so I don't think I will be a musician anymore. Oh no, we want you. We have a tour here, just more local things also, and you can play bass, but I don't even have a bass. No, we're gonna get one. So that was how I started playing bass. I had gig to do, like a show set up already, and I didn't have a bass, and I started playing, probably horrible, but since then I could not stop, and my hands got better, and I think I found myself,
Well, when you first discovered the instrument, were you listening to the radio and to music in a different way? Were you isolating the bass? Did you have any bass influences? Who were you listening to?
It's a good question. My old brother had a music school, so he had a lot of albums there, and I was always listening an album that called Guidum from Abraham Laboriel since 6-7 years old. So I had all those lines, sounds in my mind, and naturally when I start playing, start coming, and the transition like guitar to bass, it's not that hard, and like I was saying, I was in church, just playing whatever they need. Sometimes I had to play bass, but not like a bass player, so I had an idea what bass should do, should play or should sound. So yeah.
You mentioned Abraham Laboriel, and legendary bass player.
Yes.
You had a pretty close relationship with him. He was your teacher, he was your mentor. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I don't think there's coincidence in life, you know. And I was in Brazil looking for, you know, I want to go out and I want to get a experience in another country. So I applied for different schools, and end up that I got an invitation to do my master degree here in LA, and they gave me full scholarship to study with Abraham Laboriel. And
How could you say no to that?
how can I? So then I moved here 4 years ago, and it's been like the best years of my life.
Can you share with us something that you learned from Abe Laboriel that you think about every day, or that you apply to your playing, or something that you think will stick with you always? Yeah, one or two things.
I mean, first is his personality.
Oh, yeah.
He's the, you know, I sometimes, not sometimes, like I think every time I see him, I tell him, you know, I'm so jealous about you, because, you know, maybe if I keep playing like, you know, more 50 years, maybe I will be able to do things that you do, but how can I be like you? It's just whatever, you know, I was really lucky because he was bringing me to many sessions and shows that he was doing, and every time once he show up, you know, the place just shined, like everybody was like, Abraham. Even before he picked the instrument, you know, his energy is already like there. And that was when I was studying with him, I was not paying too much attention of that, but once I finished, I realized, I just like, you know, it's not optional being a good human being in this business, and being a nice person. So many talents here.
Yes.
You know, everybody's so unbelievable good.
Well, tell us what's keeping you busy these days, Isaias.
So once I got here, I just like, you know, well, finally I'm not playing church anymore. Wrong. I just end up playing all churches now. I'm playing like in 5-6 different churches, and also I'm being playing with like the Brazilian community here in LA. I have my own project. I have one band that I'm, you know, it's my project too.
Well, you put out a record not too long ago, didn't
Yes.
you? What's that called?
It's just my name, you know. That was last year, and like a week ago, I released another album with my band that called Off to Farofa. If you guys
Say it
search.
again.
Off to Farofa.
Farofa. Okay.
Farofa. Yeah, and we just released an album at Blue Ale, and we shoot some cool videos, and hopefully soon we're gonna get those videos and share, you know.
That's great. Tell me about your equipment. What are you playing?
So I'm using two companies. I'm using Winbass,
Oh yeah.
that Randall Fulmer is the
Doesn't Abe play that?
exactly
Is that how you found out about it?
exactly,
Okay.
and Ubase.
Kala. The Kala U-Bass. Those are
Yes.
incredible. Tell me why you like those.
Oh, I just, you know, it's so small and it's so big, the sound, you know, and every place that I go, I'm the, you know, I got the attention from everybody, you know, like, and also looks cool and sound good, and I'm, you know, and I'm using a lot to record, and man, just sound like upright. It's just incredible.
They are incredible. How about the future, Isaias? What else would you like to do? I think you're still at the early part of your career. You've got a great start. What are you hoping to accomplish?
That is a good question. You know, I want to keep working with music, but here I'm doing different things. I'm producing, I'm recording, I'm playing church, I'm playing with my band. I started playing with Chicks Rivera. It's a famous, well-known Mexican singer. So I want to be able to keep doing more and more, and just, you know, open the range, not just do only one thing. That was also a great thing that I learned with Abraham, be able to play completely different type of music. And I know there's a lot of guys here that specialize in funk or in jazz, and unfortunately I'm not like that, but somehow that's been also a nice thing for me, because, you know, I was growing up being exposed to so many different music, and of course Brazilian music, and here I get called to do completely different things most of the time. So people don't call me only for, you know, like for pop or for funk. It's Latin, Brazilian, pop, you know.
It's good that you're not typecast.
Yeah.
So you're doing something right.
I hope so,
Well,
you know.
keep doing it.
Yes.
Last question, Isaias. What would you be if you were not a bass player? Something outside of music.
Wow. I tried to be accounting. I got a degree.
An accountant?
Yes. I got a degree in accounting, and I can't.
Okay.
I think bass player or bass player.
Oh, well, keep being a bass player, because you are very good at it.
Thank you so much. Pleasure for me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, my pleasure. Isaias Elpes, keep it up. We're looking forward to lots of great things for you, so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
On location in Hollywood, California, with Isaias Elpes. I'm John Liebman. You're watching ForBassPlayersOnly.com.